wanna la la la. I wanna la. I wanna la la la. I wanna la. I wanna la la la.
Welcome to the 11th episode of JSE Sens'd. Like you already know, this is where we make JSE sense make sense so you can make those sense. Just like all of our other episodes, this episode is not intended and must not be taken as financial advice. JSE Sens'd is strictly for informational and commentary purposes only. It's not even enough to be educational material. We do, however, have educational material. Just reach out to us on the number in the description box if you want educational material. Financial advisors are trained professionals who consider your entire holistic financial situation before giving you recommendations. Avoid taking financial advice from content creators. If you are doing this on your own, we encourage you to verify the information you find in our episodes, or just do the right thing and reach out to a registered and authorized financial advisor. The first company we are going to talk about is PEPKOR Holdings. There's this one particular company that will show you that even professionals themselves sometimes make mistakes. I don't know whether we should take this one as a mistake but I think it's a mistake. Help me explain this. Now, on the 28th of July, PEPKOR released a statement, an announcement saying that there's a particular company that bought some shares into it. They increased the holdings that they had into PEPKOR. And then on the 4th of July, they came back and reported that that same company has reduced almost by half the stake that they are holding in PEPKOR. So I don't know whether this company was trying to take advantage of like short-term price swings or whether it was purely a mistake, a miscalculation in terms of research and stuff. But PEPKOR, I'm going to show you the company structure because PEPKOR owns a lot of very popular South African brands or shops. So I'm going to pull up the company structure on the screen. It's listed on the JSE with the ticker symbol PPH. So yeah, like I said, on the 28th of July, PEPKOR came out and said, Silver Point Capital has increased its stake inside PEPKOR from 0% to 8.51%, right? A few days from then, 28 July, 29, 30, 31, then 1 August, 2 August, 3 August. On the 4th of August, PEPKOR released another statement saying that Silver Point Capital has decreased their stake from 8.51% to 4.45%. So like I said, help me figure out whether this is a mistake or whether they were taking advantage of short-term price swings. It's just that with these type of transactions, they don't tell us exactly where Silver Point has bought, the average price that they bought. PEPKOR has an all-time high of around 30 rands per share, which it achieved since December 2024. And these transactions happened just a week ago, you know. It's now currently trading around 26 rands per share. So if they were taking advantage of short-term price swings, it wasn't that big of a swing because it's still around, it's like 4 rand away from the all-time high, but it did this all-time high in December 2024. That's why I think it's a mistake. You will let me know what you think about this transaction, but it goes on to show you that even professionals sometimes misread information. Sometimes they make mistakes in their own research. And yeah, I guess in this case, Silver Point swallowed their pride and did what they had to. Okay, let's move on. The second company we're going to talk about is BOXER. BOXER Retail Limited was a company under PnP until it was separately delisted last year, 2024. It's listed on the JSE with the ticker symbol BOX, BOX, right? And they released the trading update for the week ended 29 June 2025. And BOXER has reported a turnover that grew to 12.1%. And they say it represents a positive trend versus the 9% turnover that it achieved in second half of 2025. H2 financial year 2025. Yeah. So BOXER is currently trading around 69 rands and 29 cents per share, and it has an all-time high of around 74 rands per share, which it achieved in March 2025. Now, another company we are going to talk about is PnP, which is the parent of BOXER, right? PnP has been going through a lot. It's listed on the JSE with the ticker symbol PIK. I made a TikTok video about PnP yesterday, talking about how PnP is a big company, man. They're going through a lot. Their share price is currently very cheap, but it's going through a lot. It's not making any profits. I just wanted to highlight the fact that if PnP is not going to survive, they would rather sell it off. It's not such a small company that it would just be liquidated and there's no longer something called PnP. I believe there would be someone else who would be willing to buy it to take advantage of the market share that they already have. And plus, BOXER is keeping the lights on in that house, right? So PnP also released a trading statement for the week ended June 29, and the group turnover, including BOXER, grew by 4.3%. But this is largely the contribution made by BOXER. Because if I were to break it down to you, PnP South Africa and PnP the rest of Africa has only recorded an increase in turnover of 0.1%. PnP South Africa has recorded 0.0%. There was no growth whatsoever. The turnaround strategy is still taking place. The last time they released their earnings for PnP, the CEO was like, okay, he's seeing some light, they're seeing some progress, but they haven't reported any positive growth yet. As for BOXER, BOXER South Africa and BOXER rest of Africa has contributed about 12.1%. So now the group turnover is 4.3%. I'm assuming that they took 12.1% and added the 0.1% and divided them by 3 to get the average, which gave them the 4.3%. I could be wrong, but when I'm working the mathematics in my head, that's what I'm coming down to. Now, let me actually see if I'm a genius or not. I'm gonna go ahead and calculate it live so that I can see whether I'm a genius for thinking that it's an average or not. So 0.1% plus, I can't add 0.0%, it's nothing, plus 12.1% from BOXER. It gives you 12.2%. Now let's divide it by 3 and see. Yeah, it's 4.06% for the group turnover. I think I'm not that far off. So maybe that's how they arrived at this group turnover figure. But yeah, man, let me know what you think about PnP. If you can, go and watch the TikTok video and watch how I put everything together. but I wasn't providing a signal. I was just sharing and trying to spark up a conversation around Pick n Pay because they are going through a lot. And yeah, BOXER is the one that has been keeping the lights on in that house. Pick n Pay has an all-time high of 84 rands per share that it achieved in 2016, and it's now currently trading around 26 rands per share, which means it's down about 70% from the all-time high. Now, imagine if you were able to get the most bottom point of Pick n Pay and the turnaround strategy worked out. You could see your investment tripling itself, but exercise caution when you're dealing with Pick n Pay because it's currently not profitable at all. Now, the third company we are going to talk about is a big competitor of Pick n Pay, and I thought it was only right to put it after Pick n Pay. The third company we are going to talk about is SHOPRITE Holdings Limited. SHOPRITE is listed on the JSE with the ticker symbol SHP. It has also released a trading statement for the week ended 29 June. A lot of these retailers released their trading statement around the same time. So this was exactly the same time with Pick n Pay. And SHOPRITE is killing it. SHOPRITE is opening stores. When Pick n Pay closes a store, SHOPRITE is opening in that location. Like it's taking the areas, the regions that Pick n Pay keeps on closing, because part of Pick n Pay's turnaround strategy is to close down some stores that may not be doing so well and focus on the ones that are doing well. So SHOPRITE is just watching. Whenever Pick n Pay closes a store, SHOPRITE comes and takes that store. Whenever Pick n Pay closes a store, SHOPRITE comes and takes that store. So SHOPRITE has reported a basic earnings per share that has grew, or it's expected to grow, between 17% and 27%. That's a big deal. Also, a headline earnings per share that is expected to grow between 15.2% to 25.2%. So SHOPRITE is currently killing it, and Pick n Pay is currently struggling. You can't say Pick n Pay is struggling because South Africans are not buying, because obviously SHOPRITE is doing something right. People are buying from SHOPRITE. So I believe the demise of Pick n Pay is internal. It's something that they need to fix within itself. The TikTok video also includes SHOPRITE here and there, just to make an example, because SHOPRITE has an all-time high of 316 rands per share, and it's currently trading around 266 rands per share. Now, I also included SPAR in that video. I was just highlighting the fact that South African retailers are operating or are trading above 100 rands per share. SPAR is just a little bit above 100 rands. SHOPRITE has been doing well. It's way over 100 rands. Now, if Pick n Pay was to really recover, you can expect it to go somewhere there. Plus, it has an all-time high of 84 rands per share. So you can expect it to go somewhere around 100 rands. That's why I was like, it could triple your investment into it. So it's worth really looking into and monitoring very closely. As soon as they report some positive news, I'm sure it's gonna run. But you can't just say they are going to report positive news. What if the turnaround strategy fails? You invest into Pick n Pay only to find out that it's going to be liquidated. There's no more Pick n Pay. So exercise extreme caution when you're dealing with Pick n Pay shares. The fourth company we are going to talk about is Mr. Price Group Limited. Mr. Price Group Limited is listed on the JSE with the ticker symbol MRP, Mr. Price. They have just came out to disclose that someone has bought more shares in Mr. Price. They increased their stake in Mr. Price significantly, right? This person goes by the name of Norges Bank. I've never heard of such a bank in South Africa, so I'm assuming that it's a foreign entity, right? It now owns about 5% of Mr. Price, 5.05%. 0.00003. So it's 5% when we round it off, right? It's a significant holding because it's 5% of the total issued share capital of Mr. Price. So it's very big. It's big, it's significant. Mr. Price is currently trading around 207 rands per share. It has an all-time high of 302 rands per share, which it achieved since November 2024, not so far ago. So it means it's currently down about 30% from the all-time high, right? Maybe that's why Nodgers saw that as an opportunity to increase their stake. They think, okay, I got a discount, so let me just increase my stake right here. So what do you think about Mr. Price? Mr. Price and the next company, they have been recording growing market share in their particular sector, the clothing retail, right? So let me know what you think about Mr. Price. And it's just interesting to me how much Mr. Price is trading at. I mean, 207 rands, man. And we have mining companies and like companies in like bigger sectors, heavier sectors that are trading for way less. So this goes on to show you that there's money in retail. Mind you, Mr. Price is not only into clothing retail, they also own a couple of other brands and they are expanding into the financial services as well. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section or on WhatsApp, since some people comment on JSE SENS'd on WhatsApp. Let's go to the next one. Now, the next company, the fifth company we're going to talk about is TFG, the Foschini Group. And hence I said what I said when I was talking about Mr. Price. The Foschini Group is a direct competitor of Mr. Price, obviously. And it's also expanding its footprint to more other things than just clothing. But clothing is the one that's keeping the lights on at TFG. They're making most of their money from clothing. They have actually included a table in this announcement that shows you where they're making most of their money. So TFG, let's start here. It's listed on the JSE with a ticker symbol TFG. The Foschini Group, right? Before I go through the salient features, TFG is making about 72.5% of its money from clothing, 14.3% from homeware, and 2.3% from beauty, 3.4% from jewelry, 7.1% from cellular, right? So clothing is the one that's keeping the lights on, 72.5%, 73% when you round it off. Now let's go to the salient features. They say that the group sales have grew by 11.5% this year to 14.4 billion. I like what that Galax boy Brewer is doing and what he's saying, because he compares himself to these guys. He's like, if these guys are making so many billions, at least he can make one. At least he can just make 1 billion. That's a lot. But when you're looking at what these guys who are industry leaders are making, 1 billion is quite possible in that industry, hey? So I really like how he likes to compare himself with them to set his goals. And I wish all the best for him in his road to 1 billion. TFG Group online sales grew by 45.5%. So it seems as if a lot of people are really using Bash instead of going to the shops nowadays, like physically. It says that Bash is now contributing 14.5% to the total retail sales. And they just acquired White Stuff. I don't know what White Stuff is. I don't know whether it's a clothing brand or just a store that's selling homeware or jewelry. But it says here they just acquired White Stuff. TFG Africa online sales grew by 40.2%, and it was driven by the Bash platform. So TFG is really killing it, and them putting more focus on Bash is evidently paying back that effort. Like they are killing it. They're really killing it. They are currently trading around 111 rands per share, and they have an all-time high of around 210 rands, which they achieved in 2018. So this means they are currently trading 47% down from their all-time high, nearly 50%. Now, mostly with American companies, I don't know if we can apply the same logic with South African companies. Mostly with American companies, what's happening is that once a company goes down more than 20%, it enters a bear market phase, well, for that particular company, right? And a lot of American retail investors take that as an opportunity. In South Africa, you'll get hurt. If you just wait for a negative 20% and you buy, most South African companies, bro, they go down like 80%, go down like 70%, 60%. So I don't know what's the acceptable percentage drop that we can say, okay, once a South African stock drops so much, it's acceptable to start buying into it. I don't know what figure we can use. But TFG has been killing it, but then it's down almost 50% from its all-time high. Now, let me know what you think about TFG in the comment section or on WhatsApp. The sixth company we are going to talk about, is this the sixth one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, it's the sixth one because PnP and BOXER, it's almost like one company. PEPKOR has released 2 announcements. That's one company. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth company we are going to talk about is RCL. RCL is a rainbow chicken sibling. It's in the rainbow chicken family. The reason I don't want to say rainbow chicken's family is because the reason I don't want to say rainbow chicken's parent is because RCL came as a result of rainbow, and then they included many other brands and product offerings, and then they delisted Rainbow to list it separately. So it seems like RCL is the parent and Rainbow was the company under RCL. But when this whole thing began, there was only Rainbow. Rainbow grew so much, it started buying other smaller companies and they named it RCL. And then as time moved on, RCL delisted Rainbow. So who is the parent there? I think Rainbow is the parent. But since RCL is the holdings company for many other brands, you would think it's the parent. So let's just say they are in the same family. I just wanted to explain that logic. It's listed on the JSE with the ticker symbol RCL, right? They released a voluntary trading statement and noted that their headline earnings per share is expected to be between 5.6% and 12.6% when compared to the previous reporting period. Their earnings per share is expected to be between 175, which is negative 4.1%, and 185, which is 1.4%. So if their earnings per share actually goes to 185 or over, then they will report a positive earnings, like they will report positive earnings. But if it goes more along 175, 176, then their earnings will be negative. I'm wishing them well, hoping that they can report positive earnings. We need that in South Africa, man. Our companies are forever losing. We only have those few companies that are performing well. So I'm wishing RCL well. It has an all-time high of 20 rands per share since March 2018, and it's now currently trading around 9 rands and 77 cents, which means it's about 50% down from the all-time high. That's why I'm like, South African companies, many of them, man, they go down like 50%, 60, 70. So yeah, I'm wishing well for RCL. If you know about how Rainbow came about, the parent situation, let me know. Who's the parent here? Is it RCL? Is it Rainbow? Who's the parent here? What do you think? Now, the seventh and last company we are going to talk about is a giant in the seafood industry. It's Sea Harvest. Sea Harvest Group Limited is listed on the JSE with a ticker symbol SHG. It has also released an update to its trading statement, and it just wanted to let investors know that they're expecting their headline earnings per share to be between 88% and 93% higher compared to the previous reporting period. They are also expecting their earnings per share to be between 60% and 65% higher compared to the previous earnings reporting period. The increase, they said, is primarily attributable to international sales price increases. They have improved catch rates and efficiency gains in the South African fishing business, which was complemented by the good milk flow in their dairy businesses. I will also include a company structure, a group structure that will show you just the many brands that Sea Harvest has under their wing, right? So Sea Harvest is currently trading around 7 rands and 60 cents. It is an all-time high of 18 rands, which it achieved in 2021, which means it's currently trading around 60% down from the all-time high. So that's just about it with the 11th episode of JSE Sens'd. The very, very, very interesting one. I don't know if you noticed that it was very focused in the same sectors. We spoke about PEPKOR and those two transactions. After PEPKOR, you can see Mr. Price and TFG as operating in the same sector, kind of like, because PEPKOR also has a clothing retailer, which is PEP. We know that. PEPKOR also has many other companies under it. And then we spoke about BOXER, PnP, SHOPRITE, and they are also in the same industry. BOXER, PnP, SHOPRITE are also selling a lot of RCL products and Sea Harvest products. So this episode was very demure. I don't know what to call it, but it was very, it gives you a perspective on what's happening in terms of South African retail, whether it's clothing or food retail businesses. That's it with today's episode. Do me a favor, please share our episodes, man. Share this episode with at least one person. I say this a lot. If 100 people that are going to watch this share this episode with at least one person, that's 200 people. If the person you share it with also shares it, that's 300 people. Help us grow this channel and help us help more people make sense. This is JSE Sens'd. This is where we make sense make sense, so you can make sense.
La 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 la. I want it la la la.
Shot. Kula looking like a CEO. Looking clean like a video. Your spot is mediocre. I'm feeling you.